You know that feeling when you check your bank account and the number just doesn't make sense? Not because something went wrong this month. Nothing went wrong. You just spent it. All of it. Again. More money doesn't fix that. It just gives you more to lose. 8 rules, not 20. Because the people who always have money aren't following a longer list than you. They're just following a different one. Here's where most of the money actually goes. Not the big purchases. Not the emergencies. The small stuff you don't even remember buying. The thing that appeared on your screen at 11 at night and seemed completely reasonable until it showed up at your door and you thought, why did I buy this? That gap, the few seconds between seeing something and paying for it, is where more money disappears than any budget category you've ever tracked. Research puts the average American at somewhere around 1,000 impulse purchases a year. I'm not going to do the full math out loud because the number is embarrassing and I don't want anyone to turn this off. What I will say is that I once found a charge on my card that I genuinely could not identify for 4 days. Turned out, I bought a standing desk attachment at 1 in the morning during a week I don't fully remember. It's still in the box. The fix isn't complicated, but it does require one thing. Most finance advice skips entirely time. Not a budget, not an app. Just time. Write it down, wait a week. If you still want it, fine. If you forgot you wrote it down, you just saved yourself money without trying. Most desires don't survive contact with a calendar. The ones that do are the ones worth spending on. Rule 1 is just that gap. Make it longer. When you actually slow down the impulse spending, something uncomfortable happens. You start seeing where your money really is. And for most people, the answer is scattered across 6 places and accounted for in none of them. A checking account, a savings account they haven't touched, a second savings account from a bank they signed up for because of a bonus offer in 2019, 2 credit cards, a budgeting app they downloaded in January and opened twice, a spreadsheet that was very organized for about 11 days. None of this is financial management. It's the feeling of financial management. And the feeling is costing you because confusion about where your money is leads directly to spending money you didn't mean to spend. The fix is boring and it works. 1 checking account, 1 savings account, 1 credit card you pay in full every month. Automate your bills. Automate your savings. Set it up once and stop managing it daily. Simplicity isn't a downgrade. When your system is this clean, you always know exactly what you have. That clarity alone changes how you make decisions. Rule 2 is just that. Make the system so simple you can't lose track of it. Once your finances are simplified, one number becomes very visible very fast. And that number is uncomfortable. It's the interest rate on your debt. Most people treat debt like a personality flaw. Like carrying a balance means something about who you are. It doesn't. It's a math problem. And math problems have math solutions. Here's the one that matters if you're paying 24% interest on a credit card while putting money into an index fund earning 8% annually. You are not building wealth. You are losing 16% on every dollar sitting in that debt. A $5,000 balance at 24% minimum payments only costs you roughly $3,400 in interest over 3 years. That is not a rounding error. That is a used car. That is 6 months of groceries. That is money that left your life permanently, and the only thing it bought you was the privilege of owing money. Paying off high-interest debt before investing isn't conservative. It's the highest guaranteed return available to you right now. No index fund guarantees 8%. Eliminating 24%, debt guarantees 24%. Rule 3 is just arithmetic. Do the math, and then do what the math says. Debt is gone, or at least you have a plan for it. System is clean. You've got more breathing room each month than you did before. And this is exactly the moment most people self-destruct financially. Not because they spend it all, because they split it across too many directions and make real progress in exactly none of them. Save for a house. Build an emergency fund. Max out the 401k. Start investing. Take a vacation. Pay off the car early. Launch the side business. All of it feels urgent. All of it is valid. And trying to do all of it simultaneously is a reliable way to do none of it well. 3 priorities, that's the ceiling. Not because 3 is a magic number, but because 3 is about the limit of what a real human with a real life can actually move forward at the same time. Everything else waits. Not forever, just until one of the 3 is done. The word that makes this work is no. Every financial opportunity, every new goal, every good idea that isn't one of your 3 current priorities gets a no. Not a maybe, a no. Spreading money across 10 goals doesn't make you disciplined. It makes you busy. There's a difference. Rule 4 is direction. Pick 3. Ignore everything else until you're done. Here's the one nobody wants to hear. Your social life has a budget line. It's just invisible because nobody labels it that way. Think about the last event you went to that you didn't actually want to attend. The birthday dinner for someone you're not that close to anymore. The going away party for a coworker you've spoken to twice. The group outing that got planned over text, and somehow you said yes before you fully understood what you were agreeing to. That night probably cost you somewhere between $80 and $150 by the time you account for the meal, the drinks, the Uber, and the gift you grabbed at a drugstore on the way. Multiply that by 12 months, and you're looking at somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 a year spent on rooms you didn't want to be in. And that's just the money. The energy is a separate bill entirely, which we'll get to in a minute. The people you spend time with also shape what you think is normal to spend. If everyone around you finances cars, vacations, and furniture without blinking, that becomes the baseline. You stop questioning it because nobody around you is questioning it. Rule 5 isn't about cutting people off. It's about being honest about which commitments are actually adding something to your life and which ones you're just showing up to, because saying no felt harder than going. The math on that honesty is significant. You've probably noticed a pattern in your worst financial decisions. They rarely happen at 10 in the morning on a Tuesday after a full night of sleep and a clear schedule. They happen at 9 at night after a long day when your brain is done making good calls and your phone is right there and checkout is one tap. Cognitive depletion is real and it has a direct cost. When you're exhausted, your ability to evaluate trade-offs drops significantly. The part of your brain that's supposed to say, wait, do I actually need this is running on empty. So you buy the thing. You agree to the thing. You don't negotiate the thing. Every financial guru will tell you to track your spending. Almost none of them will tell you to track when you're spending. The answer for most people is almost always the same: late at night, stressed, tired, or all three simultaneously. Protecting your energy isn't self-care advice dressed up as finance content. It's an actual lever. Sleep enough. Build in recovery. Stop treating rest like something you earn after you've finished everything else. You will never finish everything else. A rested mind catches the bad deal. A tired mind signs it. Rule 6 is just that. Protect the decision maker, which is you, and the decisions get better automatically. Everything covered so far has one weakness. It still assumes you're going to make the right call every time because you know the right call. And that's not how humans work. Willpower is a resource that runs out. Discipline requires daily recommitment. And on the days when you're tired, distracted, or just not feeling it, the whole system falls apart, unless the system doesn't actually depend on you showing up perfectly. The people who consistently have money aren't more disciplined than you. They've just made fewer decisions necessary. Their savings move automatically before they see the money. Their bills are paid without a reminder. Their spending happens inside a structure that was designed once and now runs without them. That's the difference. Here's a small example of how this thinking scales down to everyday life. A $200 pair of boots that lasts 10 years costs $20 a year. 5 pairs of $40 boots that fall apart in 2 years each costs $100 a year. The person who buys the expensive boots isn't exercising more discipline at the store. They made one decision and stopped having to make it again. That's systems thinking applied to something as simple as footwear. Now, apply it to your savings rate, your investment contributions, your bill payments, your spending categories. Every time you automate a good decision, you remove one more opportunity to make a bad one on a bad day. Rule 7 is simple. Design the system once, then let the system do the work. Every system drifts. That's not a flaw in the system. That's just how life works. Subscriptions you don't use creep back in. Commitments you didn't mean to take on start filling the calendar. One of your 3 priorities quietly gets replaced by something more urgent that probably wasn't. 6 months from now, if you don't check, you'll be most of the way back to where you started without ever making a single conscious decision to go there. That's why the last rule isn't a behavior. It's a scheduled event. Every 6 months, sit down with 3 questions. What am I paying for that I'm not using? What commitments am I keeping out of habit rather than intention? Are my 3 priorities still the right 3? 30 minutes? Twice a year? That's the maintenance cost of everything else in this list actually working long term. Most people drift through entire years without ever stopping to ask if they're still pointed in the right direction. They look up and wonder where the money went, where the time went, why nothing seems to have moved. The 6-month review is just a mirror. Rule 8 is just that. Look up twice a year and make sure you're still going where you meant to go. 8 rules. And I'll be honest with you, none of them are particularly complicated. That's not the hard part. The hard part is that they work slowly and quietly and without the kind of immediate feedback that makes anything feel worth doing. You pay off the debt and nothing dramatic happens. You simplify the accounts and your life looks exactly the same from the outside. You cut the commitments that were draining you, and some people don't understand why you're less available. There's no moment where it suddenly feels like it's working, until there is. And when it happens, it's not dramatic either. It's just that an unexpected expense shows up and you're annoyed instead of terrified. Your car needs a repair and you just fix it. Something falls through at work and you have enough runway to think clearly instead of panic. That's it. That's the whole thing. Not a number in an account. A feeling. The feeling of not being one bad week away from everything falling apart. Pick 3 of these rules. Not 8. 3. The ones that hit closest to where you actually are right now. Work those until they're automatic. Then add more. That's how this actually works for real people with real lives who aren't starting from a perfect position. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop moving in the wrong direction. That's a much lower bar than most people think, and it's the only one that actually matters.